Hey everyone, it's Jeremy Hamilton with 5280 Angler with a spring break fishing report. Yeah, I know, it doesn't look quite like spring break or springtime behind me, but hey, it's South Park, it's March, it's South Park, and there's been a bunch of snow out here this year. It is melting, we are starting to feel the effects of spring, or the start of spring here, and despite the incredibly wintry look behind me, the fishing is actually starting to look like springtime, not like wintertime anymore. So as you can see, though, I am out at the Dream Stream today, or I will be, and things are looking up there. The fishing or the numbers of fish, I should say, are not super high right now. Everyone is already starting to feel like the big rainbows, cutthroats are in the river spawning, but truthfully, there's some in there, but there's just not a ton just yet. I was out here the other day, and we did find a few, and we found some resident fish as well. The resident fish they're fantastic fish. They're strong, they're fat, they've had good flow all winter, so they've been able to stay healthy, and they fight super hard. There are some fish on reds out there, so be careful of those. You want to steer clear of them, and don't fish to those fish. Don't walk through them. Just kind of stay away. If you can find some fish that are on reds, though, and there's a shelf behind them with a deep pool or a deep run behind them, that's a good place to target. Not the reds, obviously, but the fish down below. I'm not talking right down below, not on the edges of the reds, because you might think the fish aren't spawning, but they might be. So I steer clear of those. But if you can get downriver a little bit and find a deep pool, then there's going to be fish down there feeding. So that's mostly what I've been targeting when I've been out here, which honestly hasn't been a lot. I've turned into a bit of a fair weather fisherman, so I haven't been coming out in the cold and braving all that. I've been staying home instead, or going down to Deckers, which has been really nice. But there are fish out there. You got to walk through some snow, but get out there and find those deep holes. The flies I've been using, the worms out here, and leeches have been there. Those are always pretty much on the menu. The worms I like to use, and leeches, black leech, Mayer's mini leech, or even a dark brown works well. Worm wise, I like to use a really dark brown, almost black. Even black honestly works quite well. That's a color worm that a lot of people don't look at, but black actually does very well. I mean, if you look at the worms and leeches in this river, they're incredibly dark. They're matching the bottom, which is really silty and dark, and that color tends to work really well out here. Crane fly larvae as well. Again, there's a lot of silt, so wherever there's silt, there's going to be crane fly larvae. One of my favorites, one of my go-to patterns recently has been Joe Schaefer's gummy crane. That's one I know that is just released. I know it's been around for a few years, but some of the companies, I think Orvis is carrying it. It's a fantastic crane fly larva, so that's one to check out. Otherwise, eggs have been working well. Orange, yellow, small, 4-6 millimeter, something like that has been working really well. What else? Dark green copper johns in like a 16. That tends to be just one of my go-to flies out here during any spawning run, whether it's fall or spring. Fish really tend to key on that. I think it looks like a caddis larva of some sort, or you can use a caddis larva. The caddis candy works really well. I also like Rick Murphy out of Colorado, or out of Angler's Covey in Colorado Springs, ties a flashy brassy grub, and I've been tying those as well. It's a woven wire, big caddis nymph in it, and it tends to work really well. So that's one I like out here, and I actually use that year round as well. It's just a great fly. There's some big caddis in here, and it imitates those quite well. Otherwise, little Baetis nymphs, you know, size 20, 22, Juju Baetis. I like purple. Purple does well. You know, it's not summertime, so we don't have super high sun just yet. So the lower light purples and blues tend to work really well out here. So purple Juju Baetis, you know, even little black copper johns and such. 2-bit hookers, radiation Baetis, mercury Baetis, pheasant tails, just simple pheasant tails and hare's ears. All of that stuff works really well, size 20, 22. RS2s, chocolate thunders, I've been running those on the bottom and doing very well with those. Otherwise, so that's pretty much it for Dream Stream. You know, like I said, there aren't tons of fish out here just yet. You know, spawning run fish, I should say. There are plenty of resident fish. And it's fishing decent, not great, but decent. But do be aware if you're coming out Friday through Sunday, especially since our weather forecast is starting to look very positive. It's going to be busier and busier out here. So if you're coming out, do expect crowds. Be nice, be polite, help others out. Don't stay in one spot for too long. You know, catch some fish and move on, and let some other people catch fish. It's just kind of the nice way to go. The karma will come back to you, I promise. If you give up a spot eventually, and I like to do that, and it works out in the form of when I move, I tend to find good spots. Gino gets frustrated by that. He thinks I have the best luck with that, but it might just be the karma that is paying me back on that. I don't know, but anyway, so on to Deckers. Deckers has been, in my opinion, it's been good to excellent. I've been catching fair numbers of fish and all good sized fish. I have not been doing the wintertime midge game because I haven't had to, honestly. The flows have been up there, and it's been fishing really well. So if I don't have to use small flies, I don't. I can and occasionally will, but I prefer not to. The fish have been eating just about anything out there. My kind of go-to rig, 3-fly rig, has been, again, Schaefer's Gummy Crane, followed by an orange UV scud, orange or olive. The orange tends to outperform the olive right now. I think it doubles as an egg. I've been doing the UV scud, which is Dorsey's fly, and you know, that I don't overcomplicate it. I don't make it any different than that. I don't carry 10 different patterns of scuds. The UV scud works for me, and that's what I've been using. In a size 14, haven't even been going super small. And both of those flies allow me to use 4X, so that way I can land the fish quickly and get them back in the water quickly, and they're better off for it. You know, and you know, by not using tiny midges all the way down my rig, then I'm not losing as many fish. I'm not fighting them as long. So you know, again, it's better for the fish. It gets them back quickly and there to be caught again and grow bigger. Bottom fly, been running, you know, a number of different things: RS2s, Juju Baetis, what else? Top secret midges, chocolate thunders, you name it. You know, little flies, black beauties, just anything. Anything, you know, I change them up quite a bit. I haven't been, honestly, when I'm running those bigger flies, I just have not been getting many fish on the smaller stuff. I don't really, I think if the fish have the opportunity to pick up a big fly, they're going to do that. So, hey, it's been working for me, but you know, the standard midges have been working. Blue wings are going to start moving around now. Also, the big spring midge, I've been seeing some of those. So you can do all your midge patterns, larva and pupa and all that, but upsize it to like an 18, which is fantastic. So that's, you know, been definitely seeing those in the drift and in fish's bellies. So So you know, you can start going there. Also, there's been some surface activity here and there. Same out at the Dream Stream. For midges, it hasn't been anything besides midges right now, but you can go with Parachute Adams, Matt's Midge, and Griffith's Net. Those are all my go-to midge dries that I use, and they work. They're effective. They all work well, and I don't overcomplicate it. After that, oh yeah, stoneflies have also been working well out at Decker's, like a 10-12. So Pat's Rubber Legs, Big Guide's Choice Hare's Ear, Tungstone, Mercer's Poxyback Stone, all of those flies have been working very well. Like I said, bigger flies have been doing the trick out there. But also on any of the beta stuff, pheasant tails, hare's ears, jujus, mercury, betas, all of that stuff is going to do very well. Leeches as well. Always work, and probably worms. I haven't been doing worms, but I'm sure they're working just fine as well. Moving on, Pueblo, the Arkansas River below Pueblo. It's been actually fishing a little tough this winter. You know, the water's cold, obviously, just like anywhere else. Midges, all the aforementioned flies have been working well, but reports are that they actually just recently stocked out there. So you can start getting some numbers of fish now. You know, you're going to get some big fish mixed in there, 18s, 20s, even bigger sometimes. But you're gonna get a fair number of the stalker size 12 to 14-inch fish. And I know Gino and Floyd were out there recently, and both of them were putting very large numbers of fish in the net. Which is always the great thing about stocked fish, but you know, obviously that's the fishery down there. It's a stocked fishery. There is natural reproduction out there as well, but like I said, all the same flies, minus the crane fly probably. I don't know. I've never used one out there. Stone flies work well also, but yeah, I'm not going to go through the list of flies again for that. Eagle River, I know some guys have been going up there. It's not one I fish very frequently. I'll probably fish that next week, and that in the Frying Pan and the Roaring Fork, we get to go on our guide fishing trip. So we're all looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, Eagle River, I know pink red worms, and then again all the Betas and midge imitations. You know, pick your favorites. I like this time of year. I like browns and blacks. They tend to work well, and you can also do Rainbow Warriors. Black and standard tend to work very well as well. So now on to our private water options right now. Boxwood and Longmeadow are still closed. I believe we're anticipating April 1st open date. We'll see. That all kind of depends on what Denver Water is going to be doing with the flows out there. Hopefully it'll be a great year out there. We've got lots of snow, so there should be plenty of water to come down, and we'll see. So like I said, April 1st open date. Now, what we do have available for private water right now, just open March 1st, is, or you know, for the year, Able Ranch. If you haven't fished this property, oh man, you got to do it. It's pretty much my favorite, one of my favorite properties out there. Obviously, Boxwood and Longmeadow are great for, you know, the big fish and all that, but as far as wild fish and just a totally wild atmosphere and just beautiful and lots of fish, Able Ranch it's awesome. And like I said, it opened March 1st, and in early season, these fish haven't been fished to since what, November, October, November. So it's unpressured fish, totally unpressured fish, and it just fishes fantastic this time of year. We started fishing it last year, if you know. That's when it opened, so you know, we know what it's like this time of year. It's awesome. There's the streamer fishing early season is also a heck of a lot of fun. So if you haven't fished it, or if you fished it and you want to go back, give us a call, and we'd love to take you out there. It's just an awesome fishery. If you're not familiar with it, it's down below 11-mile canyon on the South Platte, just below the bridge in Lake George. And it's 3 miles of private water, and you get a section all to yourself for the day. It's just awesome. So if you haven't done it, give it a try. But otherwise, that's it. You know, it's springtime fishing. We're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and you know, we're going to have daylight saving time coming up here, so you're going to be able to get out there for longer hours and just enjoy the fishing. So, as always, if you want to see rates, our rates have been updated for this year. Go to our website, 5280angler.com. You can see all of our rates, private water, public water, see what's available. And I know we do have a new private water option coming this year. Even I have not been notified of it. It's a surprise even to me. So do stay posted on that, or, you know, keep up to date. You can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel. I know it's something that helps. If you subscribe, it actually helps propagate these reports and get them out to more people, and hopefully we can get more people catching fish. We're not doing the YouTube page for money or anything like that, but we would like to get more people subscribing, so that way they can stay up to date, you know, and also you know, get the notifications. So when I do post a new video, whether it's a fishing report or otherwise, occasionally we do post some other content, fly tying and maybe just some fishing videos out there. So but it'll let you know when all that's been updated. But otherwise, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, 5280 Angler. You can follow me on Instagram at Jeremy Hamilton Fly Fishing. As always, I'll see you out there.